Hi, everybody. Hello, my sugar bears. Happy for me, it is Wednesday. For you, it is Thursday. Happy Thursday, and welcome to my first edition of Black Love. So, let me kind of give you guys a little backstory. Um, as I said in my last video, and if you haven't seen the last video, I'll probably leave a link down to it below so you can see it. Before I get into why I'm doing a Black Love series, make sure to like and click the link. Make sure to leave your comments and, of course, subscribe. If you would like a reading, you can log on to my website, which is psychicleo.com. That's psychicleo.com, and you can follow me on various social media channels. All right, so Black Love, let's get into it. So, one of the reasons why I am doing a Black Love series for the next couple of weeks on my channel is because one, I'm a Leo. Leos love love. We do. I am a romantic. I wouldn't call myself a hopeless romantic, but I definitely am a romantic. And I also wanted to showcase various types of couples. I think sometimes in life, especially when it comes to Black people and people of color alike, we often think that it can happen to us or it can happen for us or it's a fleeting thing, you know what I mean? Or it's a fluke. So I wanted to show and prove that it's not. So the first couple that I am going to do a reading for is JD and Pilar Witherspoon. Now, if you don't know who JD Witherspoon is or Pilar Witherspoon, let me kind of give you a little backstory on them. First of all, they are uber cute. Okay, uber cute. They have a podcast called Talking Teaspoons. If I can find the link, I'll link to that below so you guys can go see that. And I'll put where you can follow them. And I think JD has a YouTube channel. Actually, has several YouTube channels on here. So JD Witherspoon is the son of John Witherspoon, the late great John Witherspoon. If you know who John Witherspoon is, he was grandpa in the Boondocks. He was bang 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 bang. He was he was David Allen Gray's dad in Boomerang. He was in the Friday movies. He was on the Williams Brothers. He was Pops. So that is who the son is. The son is JD Witherspoon. JD Witherspoon is an actor. He's a voice actor. He's a comedian. He's a gamer. He has channels on Twitch, and he does a little bit of everything. He's a writer. He is a comic. He's a stand up. He does everything, child. Pilar is I believe she's an entrepreneur. She has her own business. She has a jewelry business, I think. I think she owns a jewelry business, I think. And she is another one that I absolutely adore. Number one, she's an awesome cook. Number two, because she goes live every now and again on Instagram, and she did a pasta dish that I need to get the recipe from. I need to get your recipe, child, for that dish, and it was so good. It was during the pandemic that she did a pasta dish, and it was so good. And I absolutely just adore these two together. When I tell you, they are and this is why I wanted to start with them first. They are the epitome to me of what like good, honest couples look like. You know what I mean? Like they're very honest, they're very real with each other. They get on each other's nerves and make each other laugh. You know, whole gamut. And they're just really decent people, at least from what I've gathered. I mean, I don't know. They might beat each other ass. I don't know, but but from what I've gathered with them, they're uber sweet, and I just absolutely adore them. I believe JD actually has the video of their wedding on his channel, and oh my god, like makes me, even when I think about it, I just tear up thinking about it. So cute. So that's why I wanted to start with them. And I just think they are a really great example of what couplehood and unconditional love is. And I love Pilar. I mean, I adore JD, but I really love Pilar because Pilar, she's so vulnerable but comfortable in her skin. She's so tender. She's such a sweetheart. Uh, but then she's so strong and real, and I don't want to use the word. Well, yeah, she is. She's tough and she doesn't take any gruff. And I just, yeah, that like I've just never seen two people who are so equally yoked. We often use that term a lot, equally yoked. And in my opinion, they are. Like, I think even if they were to, and I hope this never happens, but even if they were to like say something happened and the marriage ended, they would be like the best of friends. Like I could just see that. You know what I mean? Like they just give me that. So I wanted to take it upon my beautiful self to give them a reading. So JD and Pilar, this is for you. So I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys enjoy it. Okay, so give me 1 second. I gotta go down here and grab my tools. 1 second, I gotta move my keyboard, y'all. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. We keep it honest over here, Shell. Okay, hold on for just 1 minute. There we go. Now, there we are. Now, okay. Sorry, that's my card box. That big thump you just heard. Okay, so let's get started. All right. Now, before I get into the reading, let me say everything that I say is subject to change. Nothing is set in stone. If it were, I'd be very rich and very thin. I'm working on both. Well, I'm not working necessarily on the thin part, but the rich part I am definitely trying to work on. And I'm not 100% accurate. I'm only 100% human. And what else? That's pretty much it. So, all right. Oh, and if you want a reading yourself, then you're more than welcome to get one. You can go to my website, which is psychicvideo.com. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm telling me to stop. Okay. So the first thing I'm getting, and I will be using my cards for assistance. But the first thing that pops in my head really strongly for them, for JD, I was about to call you by your actual, your whole government name. But for you, JD and Pilar, is I literally get twin flames. And that's something that I don't say a lot. I don't use that word very often because twin flames can be it depending on how you view it, it can be either self-destructive or it can be really what's the word? Like a sense of rebirth or regenerative. And what I get around you two is I literally get two people who, when they found each other, I don't, how do I say this? I don't get that you guys were like at bad places with yourselves, but I literally get that you lift each other up. You motivate each other. You really push one another to be the best. And the one thing I'm seeing around Pilar, and this is for you, I get a great deal of dare I say, a great deal of emotion, a great deal of sensitivity. I get somebody who's very, like, you're very, very sensitive to energies. You're very sensitive to, like, if it doesn't feel right, you won't do it. You're very influenced to tears. I literally see you crying a lot. I get that you really want people to just be like you want the world to do right. That's what I'm hearing in my head. Like, why won't we do right as people? Um, and I get that JD very much is your anchor. He very much is your rock for you. I don't know what happened. I get the number 2 around you like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I'm getting for some reason like something really shook you. And I don't know what it is because I'm not seeing it. But it for me, it feels like somebody passing. It feels like a death. And I don't know if this was back to back, but that's the way it feels because I'm getting a male energy and then I'm getting somebody else coming in like right after. At least that's the way it feels to me. And I feel like JD really was that strength for you during that time. And then with JD, what I'm getting around you right now is I get that with Pilar. Pilar definitely is, she's a strength, but you know what I get around Pilar for you? I get Pilar's comfort. Pilar is like that warm, that weighted blanket. You know what I mean? For you. Like she really is that, just that buffer. You know what I mean? Like I feel like with Pilar, you can go to JD and talk it out. Whereas I just think, whereas when it comes to you, just her being around is enough. And I'm getting a lot to do with you and your relationship, of course. I mean, is you know, your relationship with your dad. I pick up a lot to do with you writing. I get either, I don't want to call it a memoir, but that's the way it feels to me. Like I feel like you're gonna end up writing something about you and your dad or your dad's relationship together, like how it came to be. What I'm hearing in my head is almost like a Tuesdays with Maury kind of thing. Because I feel like your father, and you said this yourself, I feel like your father was very much someone who was, uh, he was open, but he was closed. And what I'm getting now is that as you are growing older, you're finding out more about your dad and yourself. And it's so interesting because I feel like your father was like a brother in a lot of ways. And I also feel like when you look at your face or when you hear certain words or the way you may laugh or the way you may say something, your dad pops in your head a lot. And I feel like that's your dad coming around you, letting you know, like, I'm here if you need. But I also feel that your self reliance, your strength, your independence, you get that from him. Because I honestly get, you are the kind of person where you don't like to rely on people. You are a hustler to the T, through and through. You are not one to be like, well, I need to know. You will go out there and get it. And I literally get about 7 to 8 things that you're doing all at one time. It's like you're spinning plates. Because you're like, okay, listen, if they won't give it to me, I'll get it my goddamn self. Like I just get that energy from you. Um, with Pilar, I get a lot of expansion in terms of your business as well. I feel like you definitely want to empower women, young girls. I'm getting that around you a great deal. Um, I pick up that it's funny. You're really not saying that JD isn't this, but Pilar, what I'm picking up is that you're really very spiritual. You're a very spiritual girl. Like you're very much into intuition and vibes and empathy and all of that. And you definitely believe in things like this. And I feel like you come from a family of either seers or like people that have like mediumship and things like that. So this for you is not new. Um, and I also get that by the end of this year, going into the next, you're going to end up tapping into a lot of that, into a lot of your spiritual gifts and a lot of like dreams and things like that. Because I'm seeing something to do with you in sleep. So I would definitely, watch that. Um, then with JD, I'm picking up a lot to do with mental health. I'm picking up a lot to do with therapy. I'm picking up a lot to do with you. I feel like what people don't understand is that, yes, you are a writer. Yes, you are a stand-up. Yes, you are an actor. But what I think what people don't understand is that these are things these things that you do are cathartic. Um, and it's so interesting because yes, you are a happy person, but at the same time, you don't take no shit. Like you really don't. And I feel like people think that you're always like this goofball, when really deep down you're a deep thinker. You know what you are, JD? You're a big philosopher. You question everything. Uh, you're really in because I'm seeing something to do with you in the stars. Like you're really into science. I'm getting a lot of different things. And I feel like you are another one that's going to go into your spiritual bag a little bit. Maybe not in the same way as your wife, but like you doing a lot of emotional work. You doing a lot of inner child work, inner adolescent work. I'm picking up like 13 to maybe 21, 22. You're going to be doing a lot of work on healing that and working through that. And I feel like people don't see the side of you that like she sees it, right? But we, the public, we don't see the emotional side. We don't see someone who is a deep thinker, who questions things, who asks why, who, who cries, who mourns. And I wouldn't be surprised if I want to say like early in the next year that you're going to start talking about that because I'm picking up a lot to do with even you battling like depression sometimes, or you like there are moments where you're like, I don't know if I can do this. You know what I'm saying? And try to be happy on here. And I get you really opening up and being like, listen, y'all, okay, I'm human. And most people who bring joy, who entertain, there's a depth that a lot of us don't see. So that's what I get around what I get around UJD. Um, I feel like you and I'm picking him up. That's why I'm saying this. I get like with you and Paul. Paul knows it. I feel like you got like four good friends that really know you. You know what I mean? Along with family, of course. But I feel like you got. I keep seeing four. So in my head, I want to say there's four good friends that really like are just like, yeah, we get it. We understand. We're here. Blah 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 blah. Now I want to go into you guys as a unit, you guys as a couple. Um, okay, so I don't know. Okay, I'm picking up kids, but I get like a 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I don't know why. Um, I pick up kids in the sense of like, oh, but then I also get like, no, you know what it is? I get more of a timing factor. Um, and I get that you guys are looking, I get practicality as to why it may not be on the table. And if I'm wrong, let me know. But that's what I'm picking up around me. And then as far as you guys as a unit and just in general, I get a great deal of strength. I get a great deal of humor. Humor really helps you guys. I get a great deal of course, there's a great deal of love here. But you know what? It, you know what it's like? It's, and I hate to use this word. I really do because but I get like you guys are really like it's so familiar. It's like brother and sister in a sense. And what I mean by that is that the love is so deep and so real. Like I literally hear you both saying, "This is my best friend." You know what I mean? Like this is, he gets on my nerves, she gets on my nerves, but this is my best friend. And I really get that from y'all. And I feel like even when you have an argument, you go in your perspective corners, because I definitely see you guys like, you go one way, she goes another. But I also get a lot of like, let's talk this through. I feel like Pilar is the one that's like, listen, let's talk about this. Whereas I kind of get like Pilar being like, let's talk about it, but at the same time, giving the silent treatment. But then with JD, I get you being like, I'm just gonna be quiet. and it kind of stews. And I would say with you, JD, like if there's an issue, try to address it as best you can. Because I get that even though with what you do, you are a communicator, but when it comes to expressing yourself, it's not always easy. It comes out kind of jumbled. And I feel like sometimes with Pilar, it makes her angry because she's like, okay, just say it, like spit it out, you know. But I get a great love here. I really do. I get that you guys really are each other's like teammates and cheerleaders. And once again, I hear the word best friends. So yeah, I think this is a wonderful relationship. I think it has its moments, but I think but it's real. I think that's what's most important. It's a real, honest relationship. And I get Pilar being like, how in the world did I marry this man? Like why? Like, not that she doesn't love him, but more of like, because there's so like 1 minute, and I swear, JD, this is so you. 1 minute you're a philosopher and you're writing stuff down. Then 1 minute you're a black nationalist talking about how the white man owes us. Then 1 minute you're Super Mario and you're jumping everywhere. So it's just so there are moments where she's like, Lord and Lady, what did I do to deserve this? But underneath that, there's a great deal of love. So that's what I wanted to say and share. And I hope that this reading for JD Witherspoon and Pilar Witherspoon, I hope it made sense. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. If you are a watcher of JD and Pilar, put it down below. Let me know what you think of this reading. And I will be back. We'll be back next week with another Black Love reading. I think my next reading is going to be Nelly and Ashanti. So we'll see. But until next time, my sugar bears, I say to you, love yourself, be yourself, and most of all, live this thing called life. All right? Have a good one. Bye-bye.